so far, right?
There we go. Now it is.
Oh, I see the live. Yeah, there we go. Technical difficulties,
But we are live
but we
now.
made it.
Okay.
We made it.
We made it to another week of Super Chats. Here we are, the big number 10. Are we
Oh
gonna make
wow,
it to are we gonna make it to number 1000 like in
we
the JRE?
dude, we should. That would be sick. I mean, the JRE also had like no, or I don't even know how big the audience was when he started. I'm sure it was very small.
Yeah, I mean he was semi-famous, but yeah, I don't think many people were listening to podcasts back then.
It was literally just the MMA bros and then his
Yeah.
friends probably. And they got up to episode 1,400,000,000,000,000 and then, you know, he had some interesting people on, so
Let's see what happens with Super Chats here. Let's see.
yes, absolutely.
Anyways, we got some pretty exciting news coming from the Superseed side of things, so maybe we'll kick off with that, and then we can get into some more crypto and market news. If anyone is watching and the live stream, get into the comments. Let us know you're here. We can share some of the comments on the screen. Yeah, so biggest news that we just dropped today. So everyone knows by now, hopefully, if you've been following along Superseed, that we are dropping our core product rollout. 2026 is going to be a big, big year for Superseed. And in anticipation of that rollout, we just dropped our fresh new website today. So yeah, go check it out. It's superseed.xyz, and we'll showcase it for you guys here. So yeah, this is the new site here. So got our nice little banner image at the top there. But yeah, so basically just highlighting that phase one is coming. The supermarket is the big part of phase one that's going to be rolling out. This is Ethereum's first ever money market that was purpose built for stable coins, and its stable coin adoption we'll get to it a little bit later in the show here, but it's really, really taken off. I think it's at 300 billion plus market cap right now for stablecoin adoption, and that's kind of just getting started. Yeah, so yeah, we're kind of just highlighting that. If anyone wants to check out all of our phases, phase one, like we talked about, is supermarket, but the website kind of goes through the different phases here. We got phase two coming right after phase one with our Super USD token launch. We got phase three where it all gets integrated, and phase four, which is our final form that everyone's anticipating, is our Super CDP when the full system rolls out. So yeah, go check this out. We are also showcasing just some of our values and mission and vision, and then some of the partners that we're currently working with. Many more to come. I think we did a pretty good job with the new website. Integrates our new blog here, also with Paragraph. So yeah, check it out. We showcase our chain over here. This is where you can kind of see all the latest statistics and analytics around the Superseed chain, which for anyone that doesn't know is our Ethereum layer 2 that is built on the super chain, which is purpose built for DeFi. So yeah, this is going to be very useful in the future once we roll out the Super CDP, and we can really do optimizations on our own chain with stable coins and all that sort of stuff. So you can check out the whole chain experience there. You can check out the rest of our ecosystem. We've got new partners. This is going to be live updated all the time. We've got our current partners, which ones are live, which ones are soon. And then, yeah, we will keep live updating this as new partners come online, especially with our new product rollouts. We'll be definitely unveiling some new partners. So yeah, definitely stay tuned to that page. And then the Super Token page. This is the Super Token, which is the center and token that kind of powers the whole ecosystem. You can check out everything here, including a live price feed, where to buy it, analytics, where to earn it, and all the contract addresses that you need. So yeah, lots of information here. I think, yeah, the designers did a great job with this. Very happy with it. And this will be a lot more additions coming to the website here as we roll out our supermarket and roll out our other phases. So stay tuned. Keep a close eye on this one here. What do you think? What do you think about it?
Damn, that looks clean, I will say.
It's nice.
Keen on our team, by the way, who's designed this entire. I'm assuming he's done like almost everything, including like the backend workflows for adding new stuff. So
Yeah, shout out Keen. He did a great job on that. Yeah, we've got a pretty tight but very talented team. So shout out.
absolutely, and like if you're really feeling it, you can just scroll through the website over and over and just farm some dopamine from the super responsive buttons and animations. If you're feeling it, if you're like me, I highly
Exactly.
recommend.
Lots
But
of stuff going on there. The light mode,
absolutely.
it does well with light mode.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
also want to, I mean, I will say I hate most light modes on most websites, but there
me
is
too.
a hint of darkness in it that makes it bearable on this website. I don't know. I don't know how they did that. It's just genius. But
Yeah, a little bit lighter, but it tends to work.
it
Yeah,
does.
I'm a dark fan mode. Shout out, like, get into the comments. Let us know. You dark mode or light mode?
You gotta be,
Who's
man, in crypto. You just get flashbanged every day for hours and hours. It's too
when
hard,
you're
man.
staring at screens for 24 hours a day? You got to be dark mode, or else you're just gonna burn your eyes out.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, I mean, I will
Yeah,
say this has been long overdue. I feel like our website did need a remake for sure. And
definitely.
this is a really clean, good look going into 2026 because we are approaching a big year for Superseed. So,
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be big. And maybe we can kind of kick off with some of that. Let me just jump to this other piece here. So, like, we were talking about how, yeah, phase one of our core product rollout here is going to be Supermarket. For anyone that hasn't been following along, Supermarket is going to be Ethereum's first purpose-built money market just for stablecoins. So anyone that is big into the stablecoin community or stablecoin farming or anything like that, this is going to be the place you're going to want to be. You're going to like get amazing yields, better loops, better optimizations, and just a lot of like long tail opportunities. So, um, yeah, let me just pull this other page up here. Give me a second.
oh man, bro, I'm just stimming on this website. I can't even
You
believe it.
liking it? It's nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
you'd love to see a good looking website that is actually responsive as well. Look at the load
exactly.
time, bro.
Super
Devs out
responsive,
there.
and we can update it in real time, so it'll be always live updating. So yeah, it's got a lot of like automatic live feeds directly tied to it. So it's super cool to see. Um, if this is a preview of our upcoming supermarket, the new app is going to be pretty cool, pretty responsive also. So pumped to get that out to everybody. And like just to talk about a little bit more about stablecoins here, like DeFi Llama is pretty big in the crypto space for data. They're tracking the total stablecoin market cap. So yeah, we're at like $307 billion right now in market cap for stablecoin adoption in the crypto space. So this is like yeah, basically this is heavily dominated by US dollars at this point. I believe the last stat I seen was like 97% or something dominated by just US dollar stable coins, 60% just with USDT Tether alone. Um, but there are a lot of competitors coming into the space now. I think there's like 300 plus new stable coins introduced this year. And there's now a lot of news around, let me pull this up. Well, before we get into that, yeah, like one of the biggest jumps in history just happened the other day. Um, there was what is it here? 1.286 billion growth, which was like the biggest, yeah, one of the largest growth periods for stablecoin adoption in recent history. But I think if you just go back to that last chart, yeah, over the past 7 days, actually, there's been 2.614 billion in market cap in stablecoins added. So, like, yeah, the pace of change right now is absolutely wild. There's like new stablecoins popping up all the time. Like I think Stripe announced one, PayPal announced or already has theirs. Klarna, another one just announced. Cloudflare is having their stablecoin. Revolut has hinted that they're going to be dropping
Cloudflare.
instead.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. No
yeah.
way.
Let me. Yeah, they have a new one called Net, apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, like all these big TradFi companies are introducing each their own stablecoin. So yeah, pretty interesting. Revolut has hinted that they're going to be dropping one also. There's just a ton. It's basically stablecoin season. At DevConnect here in Argentina that I was just at, also like everybody was talking about stablecoin adoption. We talked about it on the last live stream too, but I really think like stablecoins are kind of like the gateway drug to the rest of DeFi. It's a easy, very easy, simple to understand like way to get onto crypto rails. Everybody understands digital dollars already, so it's pretty easy to imagine just like having a crypto wallet instead of like a bank account and having your digital dollars on crypto rails instead. So yeah, pretty cool. And we are going to capitalize on that with the new money market. So pretty exciting times. What are your thoughts on stable coins?
I mean, stables are an interesting sector. Like, look at stablecoin issuers. They are very clearly the best business in crypto. I think this has been
Yeah,
known, and the sad part is most people who are retail just have no way to get they haven't really had a way to get exposure to the revenues from these stable coins or um the profit made, right? Tether is known as like the most profitable company based on the
yeah,
amount of employees it has. It has like what, 11 employees and like a couple billion in revenue or something crazy,
yeah,
right?
absolute mob.
All those
I
are in
think they made like
treasuries and oh, go ahead.
500 million in profit last quarter or something. I think I seen reported something crazy like that. So
Yeah, it's like it's just insane. And I mean that's the game for all these companies, right? Try to get everybody to buy your stablecoin, get treasuries, and then make crazy profit as long as treasuries pay out a lot. Um, it's going to be interesting to see as people try to, because the biggest thing about this is that you just need the users to actually adopt your stables, right? Even maybe not even in a way that they understand, right? Because I mean, people in DeFi know this. A lot of times you're interacting with centralized stablecoins by using decentralized stablecoins, right? Something like DAI is back, or something like a lot of these other decentralized stablecoins are backed by stuff like USDC, USDT, and a basket of other assets that kind of track the dollar one to one. So I can imagine a world where some of these stablecoin companies come together and make like a super stablecoin that is like industry standard to try and compete with Tether and just beat them in distribution and then take their revenue. Um, that would be
that's
interesting.
that would be interesting. Yeah, a stable coin of stable coins sounds pretty interesting. Or maybe like a super USD in the future that is backed by top stable coins could be something interesting that may be rolling out in phase two. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff
Hmm.
to pay attention to and take advantage of. But yeah, I think like having a money market that is purpose built for this whole stablecoin market that is exploding right now, I think is going to be a pretty big thing. Um, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity for just the average Joe that just wants to maybe like like not have a bank account where their checking account is earning 0.1%, but maybe hold some stable coins and get like a much higher yield, like maybe 8, 10, 12, or even higher percentage. Yeah, this is what crypto is like allows people to do now because not everyone wants to hold volatile assets. That's understood, especially for their daily spending or monthly spending or even annual spending. You want to invest into like long-term assets that are going to go up in value, but you also got to keep your annual spending in probably in stable coins for most people. So yeah, this gives people, the average Joe, an opportunity. Also gives people like big institutions that hold a lot of money in U.S. dollars opportunities to earn a lot more on their treasuries. So yeah, there's just a lot of opportunities ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to think about like what the stablecoin space is going to look like and how you as a smaller startup can benefit from it, right? Especially if something does happen where people congregate these stable coins into like a super stable coin and they take a lot of market share with those just purely because of distribution. You know, that's a great way to be able to um, get adopted very quickly if you're up to par with the standards of these stable coins. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you know, the more, especially if we do show revenue from the money market, from the CDP, from all of our revenue sources in the future, people will look at Super USD as like, oh, this is the type of stablecoin that you do want to implement into something like this, and have backing your own stablecoins if you do want to make a super stablecoin like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like there's just even more opportunities ahead, like with not just the US dollar stablecoin. Obviously, the US dollar is the dominant currency in the world as far as fiat currencies go. But like even European banks and different European issuers are now like pushing ahead with the euro stablecoins. So yeah, I think eventually every single country is going to want to put their fiat onto crypto rails and tokenize it in that way. Allow their, like, if they want to have any relevance in the world at all, they're going to have to fight and compete in this market and try to get adoption of their crypto backed stablecoin in their country, or else they're going to lose dominance to the US dollar. I think that's eventually kind of where we're going, where if the US dollar is the one that's going to get like the most dominance on crypto rails, they could really win. Yeah, being the global superpower, like as far as fiat currencies go for the next few decades, at least until like fiat currencies probably inevitably fall apart because of spending. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. Like, I no one uses stable coins or like stable euros, right? No one
Hmm.
tracks. I mean, what is the market for stable euros on chain? It's got to be like
Not much. Yeah, I
negligible.
think like right now, I think I checked. It was like 300 billion is the market cap of all stablecoins. And I think 97% of that is US dollars. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like a couple points there for the euros. I'm not sure.
So yeah, I mean, it's clear that like this will also benefit the U.S. Heavily as the crypto economy like takes over financial rails. So it is actually very much in the interest of the U.S. for them to win the stablecoin war in crypto. Um,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
being said, I think one more thing that I noticed is that since 2021, we've 10x the amount of stablecoins in crypto, but we haven't 10x the market cap circulating of
Yep.
our total addressable market, right? So what's going
Yeah.
on here, guys?
I mean, I guess this always happens. People start to see the opportunity, and then you get this kind of long tail spirals down of all these different competing stable coins. I think that's going to for sure keep happening, and then eventually everything will kind of, um, I guess, condense the other way, and there'll be like a few big winners. I think that's usually how new markets play out. Um, yeah, you get this like very big saturation, and then everything comes back together to like the power laws take over, and like maybe 1 to 3 players take over like most of the market share. But it will be interesting as we go through this kind of explosion um, of adoption to see like which ones kind of are the big players. It looks like Circle is going to be like a big one, like as far as issuers go. But then, yeah, like we talked about, there are these big opportunities to be like these derivatives, um, or not necessarily stable coins, but like a token that is a basket of top stable coins. Like so, yeah, there's it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, I think the most interesting thing to watch here will be um, like the governments and all these big institutions like really coming on to crypto rails and kind of like fighting to get that market share, because basically like AI is going to force everybody onto crypto rails as AI becomes more and more dominant, and everything all transactions basically happen through AI. That it will basically have to be on crypto rails. So yeah, like right now, 300 billion is just like a drop in the water compared to the hundreds of trillions that is the total addressable market for like all this activity coming
Global
onto crypto
economy.
rails. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good point. And yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time until it does happen. I don't expect the banks to ever like fix their underlying systems, because that's what they would need to do, right? They'd have to offer an alternative to decentralized finance, to a chain as a ledger for transactions. They would have to like manually do it, but I think it's just the natural evolution that finance turns into like a blockchain system, a decentralized blockchain system, right? You have to go through
yeah,
so many
absolutely.
legal hoops to be able to get people to approve certain stuff. Um, it's much easier to just adopt an open network that's not as centralized.
You perfectly led me into my next point, which was, yeah, like that's basically where everything's going, and people like banks and all these big institutions are starting to see that. Like they've kind of like fought crypto for so many years now. I remember JP Morgan like was thinking about launching their own private blockchain, and they tried to launch their GPM coin on a private chain, and then that just didn't work out. And now all of this adoption is slowly moving over to on top of Ethereum. Like you see BlackRock. Um, and like funny enough, like you see like all these announcements have just come out over the last like 2 3 days here. There's like Charles Schwab, which is $12 trillion money manager, is now all of a sudden offering Bitcoin and Ethereum trading starting in early 2026. And then you see Vanguard, they're also
Oh yeah,
coming, they're also in the trillions and trillions. They're some would argue they're bigger than BlackRock, and they are like also joining the cryptocurrency party after like I think 4 years ago or whenever it was that they said that they would never
never.
allow their clients
Yeah.
to trade crypto. Now they're coming over in 2026 also. Then you got Bank of America. What was that one? Yeah, they just announced yesterday or the day before that they are now going to be recommending all of their clients to put up to 4% of their portfolios into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Um, and like, funny enough, this is all a here. I think Lark Davis, who's like a bit of a crypto OG influencer, he had a good take on this. It's like after like it's been dumping in the market here for the past I don't know how many weeks. Like one of the worst down only markets in a while, especially during the technical bull market. So they dumped all the markets, and then Charles Schwab, Vanguard, and Bank of America all roll out their clients in the same week to crypto. So yeah, what a happy
Dude,
coincidence.
that's scary to think
And
about, man.
yeah, crazy how that happens. And I was when he tweeted this, I was thinking back to, I mean, I have to check the exact times and date stamps to be 100% accurate. But if I remember correctly, I remember when the Bitcoin ETF, there was so much hype around the Bitcoin ETF, the first Bitcoin spot ETF being approved and all that, and then BlackRock finally like made their announcement that they're getting this Bitcoin ETF, and like all of a sudden after that the Bitcoin like bull market basically started, and it was but prior to that it was like down only for a long time,
Oh
and
yeah.
they and I remember tweeting about it. I was saying like, okay, so there's a Bitcoin ETF coming, and the markets are down only. Like this has to be like some sort of like coordinated suppression,
Insanity.
um,
Yeah.
and yeah, basically, I think the same thing basically happened here, like some sort of coordinated suppression, and then all of a sudden now. all these companies are going to allow their clients to get into crypto at the same time. It just seems like maybe they just wanted to get the best entries possible, so that they don't look bad to their clients. So who knows? A little bit of tinfoil hat, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of this stuff does go on.
I mean, it is a crazy thought. And to be fair, it is also pretty insane that the government is actively trying to legalize and implement cryptocurrencies into different aspects of, the government economy. Meanwhile, Vanguard's like, no, we will not accept this. Like,
Yeah,
you are fighting the current for what reason, right? Um, and you're also late to the party compared to someone like BlackRock. You got to respect BlackRock for just. I remember when they started like being really bullish, and Larry Fink was going on to these like news channels and talking about being super bullish about Bitcoin when like the sentiment was so bad for crypto and Bitcoin.
yeah, Ethereum too. Yeah, he
Oh
was
my
bullish on
goodness.
Ethereum when everyone was just super
True.
hating on Ethereum. So yeah, props to Larry Fink and
Props,
BlackRock
man.
for getting into the game. And to that point, like another thing that like the BlackRock account, they had this Economist article that came out, talking about tokenization and how tokenization is going to change the world, and it's being done on Ethereum. And they said that Larry Fink like said that Ethereum and tokenization is going through like its 1997 moment, which yeah, it's pretty wild thing to say from like one of the largest asset like holders in the world, um, or money managers in the world, which is pretty wild. So like if everything gets tokenized and what he's saying is accurate, then yeah, there's a big crypto bubble boom coming.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's calling bubbles right now as well, even in AI.
Yeah.
Um, which to that point, I heard, I forget who said this. It might have been like Mark Andreessen, but thinking about bubbles, where with bubbles, usually like it's like one of those really negatively badly cascading bubbles. If there is no underlying technology that comes out and actually improves the world, right? There's nothing that progresses. There's no new PMF. There's no new life made better because of this overabundance of funding. But with
Hmm.
AI, like, sure, maybe there is an overabundance of funding. I can imagine any technology you would want to have an abundance of funding for more than AI, though, right? Um,
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to change either, as things do become more solved because of AI, or it does get more implemented. Imagine the funding now, right? Before any like major agent takeovers of businesses or like huge integrations. Imagine when they start to actually get those huge integrations, man. The whole global economy
Yeah.
just pours straight into it. So,
Yeah. So yeah, that's a great point. And like one thing that like as far as like bubble talk go, like with AI, like all these people calling AI bubbles, like one important thing to note is that um like what is this here in this tweet they talk about? Yeah, right now there's $700 billion in annual technology capex, like capital expenditure going into AI right now, like building all these different like plants and stuff like that, to train AI and to yeah, just make AI like scale. The big difference though is that like back in 1999 or 2000, whenever the internet bubble was like happening, like basically what was happening was all the infrastructure that they were building. They call it like whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but like dark energy or whatever it is. They were laying all this dark wire, um, all this energy to like because they said like the internet is going to take over, everyone's going to have the internet, and they were laying all this infrastructure to get like internet to every
mhm.
every household, except like most of that infrastructure was unused, like all that like wire that they were laying in the ground, they were just like anticipating future demand, but
Right.
like with AI right now, like every single dollar that they're putting into capital expenditure, it is getting eaten up, and like in fact like beyond that it's like already pre-sold. Like Microsoft is already like pre-buying energy, from some of these like nuclear power plants that are going to be built in the future because they just can't get their hands they can't get
Fair
their hands
enough.
on enough compute and enough energy, like as it is. So like this is the big difference right now. Like in past bubbles, they were like anticipating future demand, but with this can't be a bubble because like we can't even keep up with the current demand. Like they're holding back certain models because like they don't have enough compute and enough energy to make everything scale right now. So I think we're just in a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And this is like I'm so disgusted but like repulsed by people who are like super bearish on AI stuff or
Yeah.
like super like AI is actually useless.
Yeah.
And I mean I can understand to some extent, probably the only engagement they have with AI is just like stupid brain rot online that is just annoying, right? But guys, like you have to really think about the future and what is happening and the applications that are possible and applications that are happening right now, and like how things change when a lot of attention and funding is introduced to a field, even when the outcomes are not like easily foreseen, right?
Mhm.
Just putting a lot of manpower and energy into something gives you outcomes that you wouldn't have even expected a lot of the time. So especially for something like AI where it's so hard to even measure like the second hand, third hand like consequences of things happening. You just see huge paradigm shifts and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild. Like I think, I mean, when every single person who's like in the tech space and AI space and everything is saying that like in 5, 10 years the world is going to be unrecognizable, then you got to at least pay attention a little bit. Um, yeah, I think the rubber like really hits the road once like robotics come online, and then AI is like going into all these different like moving machines. Like the world is just going to be a crazy different place.
Yeah.
Yeah, labor is going to be abundant. Most things are going to be abundant. How we deal with that, I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be crazy. But yeah, just to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did you want to like wrap it back around to? I'm
Yeah,
like I'm about to go on a spiel about AI again,
yeah,
but
go
like
ahead, go for it, go
also,
for it.
yeah, man. I mean, I was trying to think about like, okay, what types of applications would people care about where they would like, because I do know people in real life that are very skeptical, AI skeptical, AI cautious, AI like, oh, don't do this. This is really bad. There is a really negative connotation. They're very pessimistic. And I'm trying to think about like what applications would they want or would they see in order to actually change their mind, I think probably health would be a huge one. Um, there are so many different applications for discovering new medicine, for understanding like the genetics of humans better, maybe even
Yeah,
for like human
solving all
modification.
disease. Yeah,
Right.
solving all diseases, which is probably going to happen like pretty fast. Like we might even be able to like solve aging. We might like there's and then once you have like I think this is why I was saying like I think the rubber really hits the road with robots like enter the space. Like when you can get a robot for they'll probably bring the cost down to let's say $100 a month. Most people can afford $100 a month, and you get a robot in your home, and it does absolutely everything for you. But not only does like a robot do everything for you, like all of your cooking, cleaning, laundry, to free up your time to do whatever you want, spend more time with your kids, spend more time with your grandkids. But like not only that, but you have literally a doctorate professional in every single area. So like if you need to do an oil change in your car, well, one, the robot could do it for you, or the robot could just tell you exactly what to do if you want to do it yourself. If you have some sort of medical emergency in the home, your robot is also like a highly trained, high qualified doctor that can help you out. Like it's just it's going to be yeah, absolutely wild.
Yeah. It's really hard to even think about. And like even thinking about the psychological effects or the social effects, you know, determining like the scientific progressions is hard, but then you have to imagine like, okay, what does it look like for your country, for your society, for the world? How will
Mhm.
people react? There has never been anything even close to this big of a total societal change, like
Yeah, complete
complete.
paradigm shift. Yeah. Mhm.
Nothing at all. Like, and I have no idea how people will even like cope with it because there is no like precedent. There's no,
Yeah,
you know. the world has changed so unbelievably slowly for the last like few thousands of years. And even those things had huge effects on how people interact. Like even in the last 60 years, 70 years, right? The
100%, yeah. Even the printing press had a lot of like negativity around it. Like people really thought the printing press was invented, that it was going to destroy kids' minds, and like then the same thing about social media, same thing about the internet. Yeah, like but this one, like to your point, is like even on another level than all of those paradigm shifts. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All I know for sure is that. It's all going to have to run on crypto rails because AI and
True.
and robots are just not humans, and this is why guys like Tom Lee are saying that like, hey, like yes, AI is like going through a big boom right now, but the next like big boom is going to actually going to be crypto because like it all has to run on crypto
It
rails, and
has to be, yeah.
nobody's making that like that trade yet. It's not being priced in.
Yeah, and I think payment companies also like at some point have to realize this and just do their best to integrate crypto into every possible service, like real
Mhm.
life application that they can, right? I mean, there's already processors that take cryptocurrency cards or payments and stuff, but it's still a long way before you just see you have a world where agents can just do everything online, everything in person,
Mhm.
um, and really have a lot
But
of
that
autonomy. So
But that definitely is coming.
it
Yeah,
definitely is.
hopefully we can figure out the guardrails before that happens. I know we've talked about on previous live streams, but yeah, like once everybody has AI in their pocket or on their glasses or in their contact lenses, whatever it's going to end up being the form factor, AI is going to be everywhere. You're just going to talk to it. It's going to do everything for you, and then all that is going to be on crypto rails. It's going to be abstracted away. You're not even going to realize it. And I think that's why all these TradFis and banks and all of them are just like unveiling their stable coins right now, because that is the way to bridge people onto the crypto rails in the safest, most easy to understand way possible. It's just like, here, deposit your dollars, get a digital dollar on crypto rails. Super easy to understand, and that is like kind of the gateway drug to the rest of crypto. And then that is the gateway drug to all of AI, because eventually people are just going to be talking to their AI. Their AI is going to make their purchases for them. It's going to tell them what to purchase. It's going to where to get it from, and they're going to interact with other AIs, and they're all going to be sending stable coins back and forth between one another in real time. And it's all going to be microtransactions and paying each other, and the user's not going to have to do anything or see anything. Everything's going to be abstracted away. So it's going to be, yeah, crazy world.
Crazy world, guys. So
So
if
anyone that is
you're
bearish, I don't understand. I don't
so
understand why.
lock in, fellas, yeah.
Time to lock in. Like to this tweet here, this was a good tweet that kind of summarized it pretty well. Like the biggest technological boom since the internet, ongoing Fed interest rate cuts into the AI boom because they really have no choice. Um, and Trump's impending new Fed chair announcement also, that's happening like probably by January. They pretty much know who it is. It's going to be this what's his name, Kevin Hassett, I believe his name is probably going to be the new Fed chair, and he's super pro crypto, pro Bitcoin, and pro financial markets. So that's just going to be incredibly bullish. He's actually like a very big proponent of rate cuts also. So, and he's going to be the new Fed chair. So we're pretty much probably going to take interest rates back to zero, which is going to be a huge liquidity boom. Um, and then $700 billion a year in annual capex expenditure. This is what we kind of talked about already. Quantitative tightening just ended on December 1st, and like basically the Fed is probably going to be forced to do easing, meaning that they're probably going to start. They're going to have to start buying bonds again on the open market, and so that's going to be uh, more liquidity injections into the system. The SEC is getting very pro crypto. Paul Atkins, the head of the SEC, was just on, I believe, CNBC yesterday or the day before, giving a very pro crypto talk about how they need to get out of the way and encourage innovation in the United States and become market leaders for crypto, which is just a complete 180 from the previous administration, which is wild. the U.S. president, the most market conscious president ever. There's 2 trillion in annual deficit spending right now, which is just completely absurd. 13% year-over-year earnings growth in the S&P 500, and the return of global fiscal stimulus. So yeah, there's just so many bullish cases for 2026. I understand that people are bearish because of the markets. Max Payne really gets to people emotionally, but this is not a time to be bearish, in my opinion.
For sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about how much is changing. Like 2, 3 years ago, we had Gary Gensler like murdering us over and over and debanking like crypto devs and like
Yeah,
filing lawsuits against every major DeFi app and like Coinbase and stuff. Now all the floodgates are loose.
yep. And we
So
got at least a couple more years of this, if successful. Hopefully, another 4 years after that of more pro crypto. So
yeah,
I think a lot can happen in that time. Um, but I think the biggest thing is that like we kind of talked about, AI is going to take over. It's all going to be on crypto rails. There's going to be no going back after that. No administration is going to be able to like turn the dial back. So I think it's full steam ahead.
for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot to look forward to.
And just one last thing on the markets I wanted to bring up was I think a lot of people kind of missed this and maybe didn't see the tree through the forest, I guess I could say. But like, did you hear this about the new
I
Trump
did.
accounts?
I did.
Yeah, that that are going to be coming out for any kids under the age of 18, I believe, um, or until the age of 20 is the new update. So Trump like just made a talk about this,
Really?
like I guess I guess today. So Michael Dell, who like was the founder of the famous Dell computer company, pledged like $6.25 billion to these new Trump accounts. And apparently, Trump just talked about today how they're going to expand this to a bunch of other organizations. And it's not going to be just that $250 per child from Michael Dell, but it's going to be like $1,000 or more from the Trump administration and potentially other major companies that are going to contribute to this also. So it could end up being like thousands of dollars per child. And I don't think people are like seeing the magnitude of this just yet. But like basically what this means is like there's going to be trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars being forced into the markets. Like people are going to be forced to invest. And what do you think like kids are going to be asking their parents to invest for them into? Like it's probably going to be like crypto, tech stocks, stuff like that. And all of this is going to be on crypto rails. And like all of this is being opened up by Charles Schwab and Vanguard and BlackRock. It's all going to be available through like tax-free investment accounts now in 2026. So I think the timing is just absolutely wild, and 2026 is going to be a big boom year.
Yeah. I mean, this is a crazy, crazy initiative. Um, I'm really curious how they plan to fund it. I mean, okay, let's do the math. It's gonna be like 25 million times 1,000. What is that?
I mean, the so
25 billion. Okay, so it's not that bad. You could fund it all with the deficits from this year, I think. With the tariff, sorry. So, I mean, that's kind of a good look from his end. I don't know.
but I actually think that like I don't know like how he says like from the Trump administration, but I'm not sure that that's actually going to come from any deficits for the U.S. at all, because he mentioned here that it's going to come from potentially hundreds of major companies who are going to contribute to this.
Said to
Like
contribute,
Mike,
I think.
so like what I think is going to happen is they're going to use this as like tax harvesting basically. Like all these companies
Uh,
can donate like maybe a billion, like Dell donated 6 billion towards this directly. So he gets that as a tax write-off, 6 billion as a tax write-off, and he's doing like good philanthropy work. So I think that a lot of different companies are going to do the same, and this is just all going to go directly to these Trump accounts for kids.
I
So it
mean,
might not even raise
uh,
spending at all.
This is that's an interesting point. And given how like wonky philanthropy is and like NGOs are, this
Yeah,
might actually be like a good move where instead of just
yeah,
giving it to some like unsupervised like NGO who no one is doing inspections on, like, just fund the kids with tax write-offs.
exactly.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Maybe.
It's a great narrative, and it's going directly to kids, and it's going directly back into the financial markets, which is going to be wild for anyone that is getting ahead of this and investing in the markets. It's going to be just, yeah, trillions of dollars in injections of liquidity. So yeah, it's something to front run in my opinion.
Absolutely. Really interesting.
Super interesting. Anyways, that's all I kind of had for this week. But yeah, just to kind of tie things back around, encourage everybody go check out our new website because there are going to be trillions flowing into the crypto markets in 2026. Superseed is kind of set up to be take advantage of this in a big way. We have our big rollout in 2026, 4 different phases. So yeah, go check out our new website. I'm trying to pull it up here. There it is. Um, you're going to get all the updates about the 4 phases that are coming. Phase 1 coming shortly here, and then the other phases to come. Yeah, so follow us along there. Follow us on our socials. Turn on notifications because, yeah, 2026 is going to be an exciting one.
Absolutely,
Any,
guys. Definitely check out the website and go play with the buttons and stim.
yeah, do like Christopher and play around light mode, dark mode. Check out the different functionality. It's a lot of fun.
True. And if you see bugs, also let us know. Thank you. Much
Definitely,
love.
definitely. That's a great point. That's a great point. Any feedback, get into our Discord. Take us on Twitter. Whatever works. We definitely would love to hear people's feedback. So, and yeah, let us know what you think about the supermarket name. We will want to get some feedback around that also. So yeah, thanks for tuning in again. We will see you again next week. We might have a special guest next week or the week after. We'll keep you posted. But yeah, it should be fun. Tune in next week.
All right, guys. Have a good week. Take care.
Take
Bless.
care. God bless. Enjoy the markets.
Enjoy the markets. Peace out.